Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. In this video, I will talk about the way or how me as a teacher teach my students in their reading skills so that through this way they can become a better students in case of reading skills, in case of reading, because we know that reading is the most important thing or activity that of course or definitely doing in study life in school like that. Particularly in this video, I will show you the way how I teach my students in reading skills, particularly for my students in elementary school. But first of all, let me tell you guys about what is reading. Reading is a process involving word recognitions, comprehensions, and fluency. Words recognition is the ability of a reader to recognize written words correctly. The next is comprehension, is the ability to read text, process it, and understand its meaning. And the last one is fluency. Fluency is the ability to read a text accurately and quickly. And next, I have 3 stages for teaching reading to my students. The first is pre-reading stage, the next is while reading stage, and the third is post-reading stage. And the first thing I will apply to my students is pre-reading stage. I do this stage is to make my students have a specific purpose when they are reading a story. So I apply this stage to my students before I give them a short story that popular or maybe usually for children in elementary schools, so that my students will have a purpose of reading about what they want to read, like from a story that I will give to them after they have a question or purpose like that, by they making a question like what do I want to know, what can I learn from this short story, what can I get an information from the story. And after that, a little bit before I'm moving forward to the next stage or while reading stage, I will tell my students about a short story that we will discuss in that day. For the example, I will give them a short story that titled Hansel and Gretel. Then we move to the next stage or while reading stage. So in this one stage, I will ask my students to read the whole story without asking any question yet, because I think so that my students can focus on the story and can understand the whole story with their self first, with their own understanding. And I will tell them also to noticing a keywords or the key statement of the topic, of the specific topic in the story, so my students can get a main idea of the story they have read. After that, when we move to the last stage or post-reading stage, I will ask my students to paraphrasing or summarizing the story with their own understanding. And then after that, I can see if my students understand it well or not. And then also I can ask my student about what you can learn from the players in the story, what you can learn from the Hansel or what you can learn from the Gretel, what you can earn the information, important or good information, what the moral value of the story you have read. And if I found my students that have not understand the story well, maybe I can ask them to rereading the story, and after that I will ask the whole a whole students to processing the new information, what the information or what they can learn from the story. And why I use these 3 stages? Because I think this stage can train and help to improve my students' reading skills. Because since from the beginning they already have a clear purpose why they read a specific story or specific topic. Yeah, so that's all my explanation in this video about how I teach my students about skills, about reading skills. And to close or to conclude this video, I will give you a quote by Jim Rohn. He said, "Reading is essential for those who seek to rise above the ordinary." So thank you all for your attention and see you in my next video.